Hello, Rick Team video. Today we're going to take a look now finally at the Ultra League Halloween Cup here. We're going to have a spicier team because I kind of wanted to have some battles that are a little bit more fast paced, as we're going to be able to take a look now at this team here with the Nihilego and also the Genocide. Genocide is of course one of the Pokemon where you're kind of a little bit more excited about, and this Pokemon is really kind of cool because this Pokemon is such a unique Sazewell because there are like different types of this Pokemon. And I think I encountered already the shock version and also the water version in battles, not with this team alone. But yeah, like this is kind of interesting to see this Pokemon having a lot of play now in the Ultra League, which I find really nice. All of those versions actually have kind of something that it can do. The shock version I already played against, which was swapping into one of my water type Pokemon, which is in my next team, which actually going to be very interesting as well. Going to be also again another no XL team, but a little bit more accessible than this one here. And yeah, like Genocide in general is such a cool Pokemon. Here we have a team that has the Nihilego in the lead, which is a little bit tricky to deal with, to be fair. Like Nihilego is super high ranked on PvPoke. I think it's like rank 16 or something, which I was like, is it actually that good that it's ranked that high? So I kind of want to test it out. And of course, I didn't really build my team perfectly fine here. I forget about the Cavalier here, so I most likely should have ran for something like the, I don't know, Giratina or something like this. Actually, I think I haven't faced a single Giratina yet, or maybe like one Giratina yet, I think. Actually, it's super rare for whatever reason. I don't know why. I think Giratina is still super strong right now, especially against something like Escavalier. But I don't know why people are not using it. I'm actually kind of curious about this. I guess because they expect others to just use it, and so everybody hard counters it, but I'm not sure. But yeah, we will see here a double Steel and Bug type Pokemon in the back. Both of them are double weak to fire types, which are very rare in this meta and I haven't seen yet, so it's pretty safe to use those. And we have our lead, which is good against fire types. They also don't really want to see some flying types in the back there, and we of course have our lead there, which has access to Rock Slide, and also our Sazerac has an access to the Ice type Technoblast, which is really nice. As we see at Drapion here, Drapion is kind of difficult to deal with this Pokemon here. But yeah, we can take a look at Nihilego here a little bit more. We see the Escavalier coming in. We will be able to shield this move up, and we hopefully can still win this game. I'm not sure yet. I should have went maybe for the Rock Slide, but I am not sure if we get to another move here. And we sadly won't, and we just lose just barely here, but good game to my opponent. Escavalier is a little bit tricky with this team, definitely. What is cool about the Nihilego is the typing is really unique, so a lot of people don't really know what to play against. You usually always have one move that's at least neutral, while my opponent gets the attack boost there. That's kinda annoying, not gonna lie. Especially in the beginning, and we don't have a hard answer for Obstagoon on our team, because basically nobody has a hard Obstagoon answer currently on the team. That's kind of awkward here right now, but the Nihilego itself is something that should have been definitely way lower in the rank for PvPoke. I'm not going to lie, I'm not going to hype this Pokemon up and say, oh my god, Nihilego is the best Pokemon that you can use. I wouldn't recommend it. I was curious why it was so highly ranked, and I have still no idea how it got there. It must win against like literally everything that's not in the meta or whatever, and that's why it's so high, but against the core meta, there is basically next to nothing that you can really beat with it. Maybe you can beat Crobat. I think we had sometimes the matchup against Crobat, which was nice. But other than this, like, there's nothing. Here we see actually the water version of this Genocide. If it was the ice version, I think I would have been able to win this game. But sadly, the water version will knock me out here. Even the ice version, I think, would have done nearly enough damage with that move, but yeah, we will sadly go down here. But we definitely have a way more good matches than I thought. Also, something that you hard wall is the opponent's Galarian Weezing here. This Weezing will only have moves that are not super effective. We actually see here one Giratina for the first time ever, and we have our Steel types in the back. We can go into our Scissor, and we will be able to now go for one Night Slash, and we should be able to farm down thanks to the pre-damage there from the Rock Slide. As we can see, there's a Night Slash coming coming through. Maybe we get the boost here as well. We get the shield, which is also pretty nice. And we will be able to reach another one in time before they can get to their next charge move. This Night Slash comes through. We will get them low. And we will be able to no shield this next charge move. Going to be the Dragon Claw again. And we will be able to realign, have a shield advantage. And Scissor is like honestly super strong. We see a Toxicroak against us. Toxicroak is kind of a core breaker for the entire team, I think. I think the Scissor would be able to go basically even against it because they both have neutral moves against each other. But yeah, here we have our Scissor already gone. And I'm pretty sure that I might do enough damage with this Techno Blast, but they're going to swap out into the Weezing again. I can go into my Nihilego, and it's going to be an interesting one. We will be able to go for one Sludge Wave, which should hopefully knock them out already, or like one Sludge Bomb here actually. I don't know if I actually put Sludge Wave onto their side, or Sludge Bomb could have been a mistake by me again. But actually this thing has Sludge Bomb, as we will be able to now farm them all the way down. And we will not be able to get to another move, but is a Techno Blast from this Genesect enough to knock them out? It will be, and they're going to go down. The cool thing about Genesect is you don't have to worry about IVs. Genesect is a mythical Pokemon, so this means you will not be able to really trade them, so just go for the best IVs that you can have, and this would be fine. We see a Galarian Moltres against us here, which is something that I really would like to showcase as well on the channel. I have to see if I can get this in. We will see that we can go for one Magnet Bomb there. We were able to survive one Ancient Power, and we will be able to go for our freezing move here with the Ice type Technoblast, and this will not get the knockout here but get the final shield. We can go into our Nihilego, and in this cup you don't really run the payback, you usually run the Ancient Power and the Brave Bird, so I'm thinking I would be able to survive both of the moves, and we will be able to survive both of the moves, which allows us as well to farm them all the way down. We can go ahead, go into our Scissor, we see the Nidoqueen coming in, and we see also the Tapu Fini coming in. We have two shields, we have our Scissor, Scissor has Iron Head. Iron Head is really needed, by the way, for Scissor in this meta. I'm pretty sure you would be way worse off with the X-Scissor. I would definitely recommend you to go for the Iron Head all of the time. But yeah, here we will be able to go for one Night Slash, knock out the Tapu Fini, and the Nidoqueen comes back in. We can go for another Iron Head here. We can shield up the move. It doesn't really matter what they go for, because we have one Rock Slide stored. It will be resisted, but still, Nihilego is pretty squishy, so it does have a pretty high attack stat, which will allow it to do still enough damage no matter what, and we will be able to win CMP anyway, and we will be able to knock them out here with one more Night Slash. Such a necessary boost. I actually didn't know that I got a boost there after the game was already over, but this is basically the only boost that I really get. But we see an Obstagoon against us. Hopefully they don't get the boost. We will be able to at least go for some charge boost here, as the next one will go for the Rock Slide here. This Rock Slide will put them, I think, into range where I might be able to farm them down with the my X-Scissor here, but they're gonna go into the Nidoqueen immediately, which is amazing for me, as we of course have the Technoblast Ice, which would knock them immediately out of here. So they're going to shield up the first move, and this is perfect for me, because I will be able to shield up their next move, which is going to be the Earth Power. Very nice for me. I can go for one Technoblast, and we will see that my opponent decides now to quit. Yeah, this might be a little bit of a longer battle than now, because my opponent just decides to, I guess, close his app or whatever they wanted to do there. I'm not sure if they actually like the game itself. This is a good time to ask you for some stuff in the comments. Do you recently have a lot of issues with the game like my opponent did here? I basically, the only thing that I really have recently is that I start into a match a little bit later on, but something where it just breaks out immediately I don't really have. Could be just that my opponent forfeit the game, which happens when you just close the app, like then you are still in the match. You would be able to go back into Pokemon Go and you would be able to rejoin again, but if you just close the app, you are in this move here and you basically annoy the hell out of the opponent, because they will just have to go for the charge moves and they will be able to knock them out now here. But yeah, I don't know what they did here, but do you have some issues currently with the gameplay? For me, the gameplay is pretty much fine. I have sometimes still some frame drops or something like this, but it's pretty much okay, to be fair. Not comparable to like the last season, basically the one for the Go Battle League Championships there. Like when I was in Bremen, the game was so horrible in terms of this game state, so I'm kind of excited for the upcoming regionals where I'm going to participate as well. Both in Stuttgart as well in Warsaw. If you're also in Warsaw and Stuttgart for the regional, you can definitely come up to me and ask me for some trades. I need some trades still, so something like a Vullaby I would still like to get for Great League level, which I don't have. I don't have a good Mandibuster still for Great League, which I still need because it's really cool for those PvP things. But yeah, I'm excited for the regionals. Currently the game side is a little bit better. Here we see the opponent with a Dragalge. Dragalge is kind of chaos for me, but we see a Scizor coming in now against us. We have basically a Scizor as well, which has an energy advantage, which might be able to still win this matchup, but we still have to deal with the Dragalge in the back. And there is basically no way to do this. Like, there's literally no way to win this matchup anymore. I will try to see if I can get still a boost here, but I will not be able to do this. I would get hit by this Night Slash, most likely wouldn't have KO'd me, but we just gonna go out of here. We see a Frostus in the lead. I tried to catch the charge move here with the Avalanche, didn't work out. I'm going to shield the next move because it's most likely going to be a Shadow Ball. Guess what? I am wrong, and my opponent swaps into a Crobat. I don't really want to bait here at all. We just going to go straight for the Techno Blast, going to get the shield, and I don't really care about it anymore. Let's go straight for another one. Let's see what we can do here. We can get nearly the knockout. Now we can get the knockout, and we will be able to knock out this Crobat. Next thing coming in, going to be the Frostus again. We try to go for the charge move, didn't work out. We let this move go through, and it's going to be the Shadow Ball. We will be able to go into our Nihilego now, and we should be able to go for one Rock Slide. Trying to get the final shield from them, as this will do some nice damage. I'm going to shield this move up. I expect them to have the SCAF maybe in the back, so I'm going to swap out immediately into my Scizor, and I was actually correct here. I'm going to go for the Iron Head on the CMP type, because if I go for one single move anyway, the Iron Head still does a little bit more damage compared to the Night Slash. And now I just still need to get some extra energy because the Frostus has some extra energy, and I think I win CMP tie here, and I actually lose CMP tie against an SCAF. I did not expect this, and let me check real quick on the side how this matchup actually works out, because I literally didn't expect this. Nihilego is one of the squishiest Pokemon in this meta, so I was thinking there is no way that they're going to have more attack than me, and it's actually kind of significant. Like, the SCAF has 8 more attack than the Nihilego in this meta, which is kind of interesting, because like that's not something that you really would have expected. But also, this would be a perfect Nihilego if I would go for my IV spread here. I think the difference would be way closer, but also still, yeah, wouldn't even be a chance that SCAF wouldn't win CMP there. So, not the best there, but we see at least here one matchup with a Crobat against our Nihilego. We can let one move go through. We can go for one more Rock Slide here. This Rock Slide will nearly knock them out. Doesn't knock them out quite yet, but we will be able to shield this next move up, going to be a Shadow Ball. Try to get some extra energy here with this thing, trying to get to another move. As we see the Genesect coming back in here, we will be able to go for one charge move. This Rock Slide will nearly knock them out, put them into range where I can farm them down. As we see a Skuntank coming in here, which we will be able to Iron Head here as well. This Iron Head will knock them into a range where I can farm them down, and we should be able to pretty easily win this game here, as we can still go for one more Night Slash against the incoming Genesect there, and we will be able to win this game. So good game there. Next and final game, we will see the opponent here going to have already the legend pose. Of course, we see the Crobat against us. Very decent lead for us. We see an Overquill coming in, and I guess they still haven't fixed the animation for this Pokemon. I maybe should have won for my Rock Slide already, but I went into my Genesect just to try to see what I can do here. I actually go for one Shadow Ball, which does a ton of damage. I can go for one more Magnet Bomb here, which will get shielded, which is fine. And I'm just going to let this move go through, as I saw that the Poison Jab alone wouldn't be able to knock me out before I can get to the third move there. So I will be able to go into my Scizor. I will just shield up one charge move here, I think, and I will be able to farm him all the way down, get a ton of energy, and the Shadow Ball gonna get into the shield here. Let's see what comes in here, and we will see the opponent coming into their Crobat again. We can go for one Iron Head. This Iron Head would do a ton of damage. Let's see, they're going to let this move go through. I can just farm up a little bit extra, go into my Nihilego, go for one Rock Slide, and I will be able to knock out the opponent's Crobat here. As we see the final Pokemon going to be an Escavalier, there's going to still be a pretty awkward matchup here, because they can maybe farm us down with this thing against our Scizor. They definitely have to throw here. Their counter is like neutral, but the draw run is double super effective. But we are so close to 2 Night Slashes, so we will be able to win this final game here as well. And this is going to be it for the video. This team actually worked out pretty well for whatever reason. I still wouldn't really recommend you to build a Nihilego for this cup. It's not really worth it. But still, it was a fun one. I'm going to see you tomorrow with a video where I have also full no XL team like this one, but a little bit more accessible. So that's going to be it for the video. Thanks for watching, leave a like, and I see you in the next one. Bye.